So it is after 72 hours since I received an email with some electronic package that were supposed to be my formal communication from Whole Foods, which was different than what they had said. But there were things that happened in the meantime. And it said that there was going to be two items, and there's only one piece of paper. I didn't read it until after 72 hours. And basically, what I understand is, if I'm correct, that I am here at this location under completely false pretenses, where I've been informed that first the daughter was a lawyer, but now the daughter is working in mortgages for Citigroup. And I'm provided with no law enforcement contact, no response from any federal agency. I've not been allowed to file any police reports. And the last four times I've tried to get gainful employment, there has been sabotage, including acts of terrorism. And it fits a very specific pattern, and I'm completely gaslighted. And not only that, but in the course of this, what I understand is that the specific schedule I was given with Whole Foods correlated with Citigroup's alleged DoD transportation program. And my concern has been that ever since the 2007 and 2008 timeframe, when Citigroup was being implicated in an investigation that resulted in congressional hearings around money laundering, including private banking and money laundering, that was also connected to, within a 1 year time frame, massive congressional hearings regarding money laundering for Russian and Ukrainian organized crime, that somebody was actually laundering the accounts that were seized and that were part of the congressional hearings and was trafficking people, including me, and engaging me in acts of electronic sexual assault. But they were unverified as such. I just thought it was me doing my own thing. It should have been nobody else's business. And if there was anybody else involved, they were all consenting adults with me. And that's not actually what was going on. And at that point, at certain points, I was put in situations where I was told there was an acceptable political paradigm, and if I did not agree, then I was retaliated against with ever increasing levels of brutality, including being trafficked to California and subjected to directed energy weapons so intense that I literally could not see. And when I went to the hospital, they lied and said it was a mental illness rather than it being a traumatic brain injury or some other form of injury that was a result of being subjected to directed energy weapons or manipulations of radio frequency or electronic warfare, which are other ways that they could be identified, including in a medical modality and for the purposes of insurance billing. And yesterday, there was a hit, there was an attack, there was an explosion involving a maritime vessel in the Gulf of Oman, identified as being Israeli owned, which happens to occur 1 day after what is reported as the largest bust in history of cocaine in Europe. So, you specifically converted me to a Christian with people that were from Central America. So you could launder money and other assets connected to the bust of the former Mexican president's brother. In conjunction with composites you had created with seized accounts associated with other people alleged to be involved with money laundering. And you've spent the last 10 years selectively identifying people that have pledged and demonstrated their loyalty to your political engineering regime, which at this point actually seems to include a commitment to agree to break the law in order to successfully traffic literal cocaine. And marijuana is as it was in the 80s when you started defrauding the Youth Trust for a Drug-Free America, a gateway drug. And you want to issue stock in conjunction with legalized marijuana as a way to buy off and fulfill whatever the intention was about narcosizing our economy To the point where if we don't pay fealty to people who've established their political career on creating and maintaining drug addiction as their primary political paradigm, then we are genetically engineered into obsolescence or genocide. Wow. Okay, so now what do you want me to do about how they've characterized this? Processing my separation from the company as involuntary due to failed evaluation period. Who failed? Who failed? And this is not a separation like we were a couple or we were married and we separated like Maria and Arnold.